Hey guys, what's up? Today we are going to be explaining what are functions in JavaScript for beginners. Alright, let's start. Think of a function as a skill or a machine that you build once, but you can use it over and over again whenever you need it. Without functions, you just have to write out every single step of a task every time you wanted to do it. With functions, you just give the task a name and call it, like make it do it. Alright, number one. What is the anatomy of a function? In real life, a function is kind of like a microwave. The input are the parameters, this is what you put into the machine. For example, like a cold slice of pizza, and you put that in the microwave. And then there's the work, which is the code. This is the internal settings. Example, this is like spinning for 60 seconds at high heat, like what you're telling the microwave to do. And then the output, which is like the return. This is what the machine gives back to you. For example, the machine gives back to you a hot pizza. So let's do this. Function microwave food item. We'll put the curly braces, and then we'll use the let command. Result, which is a variable, equal hot, and then we add plus food item. This is basically just saying that the food is just hot plus the food item, which is like the pizza. After that, we click return result. End of code. We add the second curly braces. And then this is how we use it. To use it, you call it. Basically, you're just telling it to do it. Now we'll do it. Console.logit, which means like log it into like a save, like a note, like put it into a note. Microwave, and then we'll name it pizza, because we have microwave, which is a food item, and then we added hot to food item. Now we put microwave here, which is like, and then we have pizza. After that, we put the second set, end it, and then this output would give you hot pizza. So let's check it out. Look at that. In our logs, it says hot pizza. And if you want it, by comparing it to real life skills, number 2, this is a concept. Making a sandwich, and which is JavaScript code. Defining it, and that comes next. Writing the recipe in a cookbook. That piece of code would have been function, make sandwich, and then the curly braces. Here we did microwave, but in another example we could say make sandwich. And then we calling it, actually standing up and making it, is make sandwich. And then the parameters, choosing the filling, for example, turkey, ham, PB&J, etc. That would be function, make sandwich, filling, curly braces. And then return, which is give us the final result. Handing the finished sandwich to a friend of yours. And then that would be return, quotation marks, your, plus filling, plus sandwich. But why are functions so important, right? Because they avoid repetition, which is like dry, don't repeat yourself. You can think of it like DRY, dry, which stands for don't repeat yourself. Imagine you're a teacher. Instead of telling every student individually, open your book, turn to page 10, and read paragraph 1, You just say start lesson. That phrase is a function that contains all of those instructions. The organization. Functions let you break a big, scary project into small, easy-to-do items. Like function, login user. Function, check password. Function, show dashboard. The black box effect. You don't need to know how a calculator works inside to use the plus button. In coding, you can use a function someone else wrote, like math.random. Which, by the way, if you checked out my video, Variables for Beginners, using variables to make a random age generator, just check that out, and that will explain what math.random means. Continuing, without knowing exactly how the computer picks a number, you can use a function someone else wrote, like math.random, without knowing exactly how the computer picks a number. You just care about the result. 4. The 3 steps to using a function. Declaration, building the machine. Arguments, dropping the raw materials into machine, like the pizza we use in this example. Return, grabbing the finished product as it comes out. So you can also change this around, right? So if you don't want it to be pizza, you can name it casserole. We come in here, it doesn't make a difference, it just says hot casserole. And then maybe it could be like a disaster. Hot disaster. And then, what else can you think of? This is why functions can be so important, yet so easy to do. Hot pasta. For example, we put it in here, we get hot pasta. So, like I just said, you can do anything with this. You can whatever you want. If you even say like plastic, which you shouldn't put into a microwave, it will just say hot plastic. Because the computer is kind of dumb, right? It will only do what you tell it to. So if you tell it to say hot plastic, it will do that, even if it blows up your house. So that's it for functions. And I hope the video was understanding and convenient. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one.